You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Young and the Restless fans, Belinda from Soap Dirt right here. And we got another big comings and goings update for you. There's been a lot of activity over at the CBS soap. So a major character has now exited, hot on the heels of the exit of one of his scene partners. Plus this week, 3 legacy kids returned. Big stuff happening at the CBS soap. But hey, if you have not, please subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates on Y&R. So real quick, let's talk about the 3 legacy returns. On the U.S. Wednesday episode, you'll see Paxton Mishkind back as Johnny Abbott and Sienna McCrory back as Katie Abbott. They're in town to meet their big sister, reformed psycho Claire Grace Newman, I guess. Johnny's got questions about how she liked the mental hospital. He's curious but open, and seems intrigued by her very bizarre upbringing. Katie, though, hates her new big sister from the jump. Part of it is, I'm sure, jealousy that Katie's no longer the only daughter, and partly because she's an angsty tween, but also, and this is legit, she blames Claire for Jordan burning down their house. I mean, Katie lost all her stuff in that fire other than what she had at school with her. So also back this week on the Friday U.S. episode is Reylynn Caster as Faith Newman. She's on for the standalone tribute episode to Joshua Morrow's 30th anniversary playing Nick Newman. But Faith is going to stick around even after Daddy Nick's big day. I expect lots of flashbacks, and I'm optimistically hoping this reminds Sharon and Nick how much love they've shared. But Y&R doesn't always give us nice things, so we'll just see how it goes. And now let's talk about the spiky-haired, scenery-chewing wild man that is Trevor St. John as Tucker McCall. Just out of the gate, I absolutely adored Stephen Nichols, who was the second actor in the role, but the one that I think of when I think of Tucker before this recast. And Stephen played the part from 2010 to 2013. So it's been, about a decade since we saw him. And, of course, he was so well known to soap fans at that point because he had been playing Stephen Cassadine on General Hospital like in the 90s. And then since the late 80s, Steve Johnson on Days of Our Lives. And I just remember that's one of the first storylines I ever saw was the whole Phantom of the Opera kind of thing with Patch and Kayla on Days of Our Lives. So when they cast Trevor St. John to play Tucker and brought him on in 2022, it was kind of a big shock for soap opera fans. And I love Stephen Nichols, so I was sad it wasn't going to be him playing Tucker, but I know he's busy at Days. And with recast, I like to be open-minded. I like to take a wait and see approach before I decide, even if they're replacing a beloved veteran actor or someone that I just really, really like. But I do have to say from day one, I love Trevor St. John's energy. He's an actor who's never still. And he does such quirky, weird things. He will, put his sock feet up on a table, pick through items that decorate the set, do these weird gestures, play with stuff. Like early on, there was like this one little thing where he was sniffing Audra's coat. It was just weird and creepy and just something you would expect a creep to do in real life. And he just really made Tucker McCall his very own version. I found him, different than how Stephen Nichols portrayed it. And now, more than 230 episodes later, Trevor St. John is exiting the role of Tucker, and the actor himself announced and confirmed it. So this week, Trevor St. John tweeted, "Dear Y&R fans, as you well know, Tuckers come and Tuckers go, and so the cycle continues. This Tucker is in his go phase," and he said some very nice things. He thanked each and every member of the wonderful cast, the crew, the directors, the producers, and production staff in CBS Sony for the great experience from day one to the last. "I feel so fortunate to have played such a terrific role. And then, and this was very sweet, the last thing he said, most importantly, I want to offer my heartfelt gratitude to you, the fans. Thank you. And he said, Tucker might be gone for the time being, but I'm not going anywhere. I've got projects in the works. And then he talked about this movie that's streaming of his on Tubi. So I did wonder what they were going to do with Tucker once Eileen Davidson seems to, again, have exited from Y&R. She's name dropped constantly, but there's nothing known about her return date, whether it's going to be sooner rather than later. She is on recurring status, and she only returns when they've got something good for her. Then they can entice her back, and this DID plot was definitely that. I feel like once they dig into what specifically is the childhood trauma that caused her split personalities, we might see Eileen back as Ashley for a few episodes to give the Abbotts closure on whatever happened during all their childhoods that Jack and Tracy are clearly oblivious about. I mean, Ashley herself is oblivious about it. So whatever this repressed thing is, you know, they may bring her back to talk about it some more, but they don't need Tucker McCall for that. And Audra Charles, you know, refused his proposal, and she used Victor Newman's money to take Glissade out from under Tucker. So he's got money because it was bought out at a good price, but he's not happy about it. And with no love and no business interest, and Devon not wanting Tucker around him or his son Dominic, it doesn't seem like there's any air for the character to breathe on Young and the Restless, at least not right now. All right, so that is it for this Comings and Goings update. There seems to be a lot of casting action lately over on Young and the Restless, and I just wonder if we are going to get back some more young people for the summer storylines. There's no word if Johnny and Katie are going to stick around. I'm assuming they are, because there's a lot more drama to unpack with Claire, and I feel like there's definitely some angsty stuff coming. Katie might be upset with Johnny, you know. Johnny has his own thing with his biological mother, Chelsea, that's in his life. Connor may be back in Genoa City over the summer. And I'm also wondering, with Faith Newman back, will they also bring back the boy that she liked, Moses Winters? Because he went off to school, I think, before she did, or around the same time, and then she came back for that Cameron Kirsten plot and then left after he killed the cat, and then her mom killed him. And I also definitely have to wonder, are we going to get Reed Hellstrom back to also meet his big sister Claire? I think that would be really cool. Tristan Lake Lebu, who last played the role of Reed, is pretty busy making music, and he actually looks to me older than Hayley Erin, even though she's like 8 years older than him or so in terms of just actor age, not character age. So we'll just have to wait and see, and I'll definitely update you when I hear anything about additional young people coming back for summer storylines. They usually do some kind of, you know, Scooby Gang kind of thing over the hot summer months when the veterans often take their vacation. So we'll see how it goes. Please subscribe if you're not following us. Drop your comments. Are you going to miss Trevor St. John as Tucker McCall? Let me know what you think, and be sure and come back soon. We are talking Young and the Restless 7 days a week. And as always, I'm your host, Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.